And we're live again. This is Lit Literature. This is your host, JP, aka The Demon. And this is episode 23, part 3, the final episode of Oathbringer, I believe, minus the Brett Bed episode that we're going to show you guys.
We also might do some reread coming in.
Agreed.
This is the main
final episode.
We're going to do some redig and redive.
All right. So, again, I'm obviously here, and we've got the captain, who we never know where he's from, and where are you from?
So, last week, guys, the captain was fighting against the hog, and this week, I'm talking to you inside the belly of the hog.
So you're losing.
I lost.
He's like, I'm not losing. I lost.
You haven't lost till you're dead, buddy. You haven't lost till you're
done.
dead.
Is it Roadhog?
And we got Josh the Cherry.
Yeah, Ben the Hitman.
Brett the Director.
Aim the Dream.
All right, cool. So this is Shoutouts. So anyway, we left off. We got to continue talking Jasnah. It's a final battle. Jasnah's opened up a can of whoop ass. And Shallan is holding the military, all of the turned Sadeas soldiers.
Yeah, they're so
Bastards.
bloodlusted that they don't even realize they're fighting illusions.
Yeah.
But the thing is that she even gave them some sort of weight.
Physical weight.
my God.
Combination of illusion and soul casting.
Yeah.
Dope.
But we're going to continue to talk about Jasnah, who right now, at this exact moment, is trying to decide, does she kill her brother? Or
Her brother?
Cousin.
Her brother. He's already
cousin.
Does she kill her cousin? Stab him through the back because he bonded a tainted, what is it? Not tainted.
Corrupted
spren.
Yeah. And she doesn't kill him, obviously.
Because she thinks about all the times that she spent with him and how good of a person he is.
Now, wait, is it because of her own decision, or is it because Renarin turned around and acknowledged the turn around, and acknowledged and nodded, like, go ahead, kill him.
It was because of her.
She made the decision herself, or I think honestly that I think it's one of those not self-fulfilling prophecy, like the opposite, because he knew what was going to happen.
He was accepting of her
Yes,
death.
because he was accepting of his death, and him turning, I think it was his knowledge that he was going to die. Because if he wouldn't have turned, she would have run him through the back. And I think because he knew it was coming, he turned and nodded his acceptance, and that's what turned.
But she doesn't know that he saw that his own death.
Oh, I know, but she wouldn't. But she would have. It would have been way easier if she would have just stabbed him through the back.
I think that when Renarin turned and happily accepted his own fate, that set off the triggers of like family remembrance in Jasnah's memory, where she's like, my cousin is a sweet, innocent, like, awkward boy who's been chastised by everyone his whole life, and now I'm about to strike him down. She's like, even though the worst threats that come to anyone's family can often come from within, Renarin doesn't deserve to be sealed with that same fate. And I think that was what stayed her hand.
I also thought that potentially it was a little bit of, I mean, it's along the same lines, but I also thought it was a little bit not just like remembrance of like, oh, this person was such a great person. I think it was a little bit of seeing the acceptance and how someone that was truly evil and against you would not accept that. You know? So I think it was a little bit of her realizing like,
corrupt's not corrupt.
He's not fighting me on this. He's not coming in. He's not corrupt. Yeah. He has the ability to combat this thing that is influencing him, and I think that's part of it as well.
I agree.
I think it's both.
I think it's both for sure. I think they're very closely intertwined.
Because I feel like she was like, okay, I don't know this spren, and if it is evil, whatever, but I do know my cousin.
But I think an interesting point, too, is even her spren is like, This is right. Well, he's like, this is wrong, but it's right. It's the right decision, even though this is wrong. We shouldn't be doing this. This is the right decision. Ivory was saying that. But I still think it is totally, I think it's all a feeding into kind of what Renarin's thinking in his head, that, like, this is over. He sees his death. He knows it's coming. And then the ability to acknowledge that or turn that is what changed it and what allowed him to kind of break out of this, that this, whatever it's feeding me, isn't the ultimate truth. I still have control.
All right. So after this revelation, her and Renarin decide they gotta book like hell to the battlefield. Now, during this, Szeth is having a conversation with his master, which is the Herald,
Nin.
Nin. And he
Nail.
basically... Nin.
Or Nin.
And
Nanatin.
Nanatin. Yeah, he's got like 8 names. But anyway, he basically says the Skybreakers are going to follow the new order.
They're going to follow the Parshmen because
Parshman's
they
order.
originally owned it and they're going to follow their law.
And in my opinion, that is complete garbage. It's complete garbage. He's a herald. I think the problem with the Skybreakers is they have this like whole
You got to follow law.
thought.
Which law?
Yeah, maybe they should all get together and like have a little huddle and then vote on some fucking laws that actually matter and then follow those fucking laws.
But their whole mindset is that laws are
I'm
made
sorry.
by
for men,
bad humans.
and they're still.
I get it, but they're just such jackasses.
but I also-
just make like 10 commandments and follow those fucking laws.
I also feel like that's and this is getting to like real world philosophy a little bit again, but I also feel like that sometimes can be problematic. I feel like that in general the community will always balance out. Bad ideas will balance out with good
Right.
ideas, and
I
you
gotcha.
always eventually come to the good one. If you come together and force a communal decision, sometimes that can end up being the wrong decision that acts out. And I feel
But
like,
I don't want them to force it. I just want them to agree on what they're fighting for.
But I don't think
They
everybody
see
will ever agree.
Yeah.
Ever.
They won't.
It
I
will
don't-
never
yeah,
happen.
But
they all-
I don't think as a group they see themselves as human side. They see themselves on the side of justice.
Yeah.
And so
I got you.
And I also
what they're
think
saying
that
is like, oh,
Right.
we're gonna fight for humans. No, they're gonna fight for justice.
Fight
and
for
they
justice.
feel the majority of them, or he does, is that they're gonna fight for the parchment and such.
Well,
They're
and I
the
also think
original
Jeff's
owners
whole-
of the land.
I also think
Original.
Jeff's whole idea that there's never, or what he said, there's never going to be a consensus. That's why I think that they fall back to, we know that there's never going to be a consensus and there's never a right and wrong. That's why there has to be something like a law
we
that
stick
people,
to.
and we just stick to it regardless of what that means.
But
But
I like
that's,
how
not,
Szeth
that's not
follow.
the right answer either.
No,
exactly.
exactly.
'Cause you always
But
have to
for
challenge the
them-
laws. That's why the American Constitution has amendments.
the amendments,
You always have to challenge the laws.
I feel that they, again, like their spren, supposedly, are so like
Rigid.
rigid. It just hurts
But
them.
you can
And
s-
Szeth knew it, and Szeth is still the right character to be in that group. And that's why him and his master were kind of like, oh, I'm still going to teach you how to do stuff. Just if we meet each other on the battlefield, then
And
we
Szeth
just
was
fight,
like,
do your best.
which person, like, you're going to follow them, but which law do I have to follow? Can I choose? And
He
he's
got
like,
lucky,
you get
man.
to choose.
I'm glad he chose
Exactly.
Dalinar, but if he chose another man, he would have been in trouble. But I wish.
Well,
that-
he could have chosen
But-
Dalinar, who went to the dark side, which would have been
Yeah.
fucking
but the
nuts
thing,
too.
but the other thing is though is that I mean I like to believe that this isn't going to happen because I think Dalinar is an amazing character and I love all the obstacles that he's overcome. But if you go to if we bring our world into this world, and the general consensus usually is that absolute power corrupts absolutely, Dalinar could become someone that Szeth should not be following.
I
but
think
he
that-
will still follow him.
he would.
Because
Szeth
he's
would
given
because he's
up
given
all
up
of his
exactly.
decision making to this person,
which is why
which
I
I think is
Szeth is
dangerous.
truthless after all.
Right.
So he needs to follow someone who has the truth.
Strangely, him being truthless was
Made him
very
truthful.
truthless.
Yeah. You know what's funny? You know what's funny is you make a good point. However, the thankfully for Szeth's sake, Dalinar has kind of fought himself out of the man that he was turning into. Oh, thankfully already.
So
Yes,
far.
very
So far.
close call.
Close call.
far.
However, the one thing I will say is I loved the sword goading him about the rock. You followed a rock, you idiot. He's
like, no, it's not that
they
rock
had the
I
wor-
followed,
they had
it's
the
the
earth
idea."
first.
Yeah,
they had
yeah.
the earth first, and then he thought about it for a little bit, and he's like, wait, I can't swear that these guys are gonna go by who had the. It's just a fucking rock. In the end, he realized it. At least he got that far, which means
And then he said, I'm going to teach those shit a lesson.
he's gonna
He
teach
did.
them shit a
The
lesson.
leaders
did.
are going to get
Yeah.
some.
Well,
I think
It's
in the
gonna kick
next
him
book,
in the shins.
he's gonna cleanse that group, man.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
in the
gonna
next
cleanse
book,
that
we
group.
might
And by
see a
cleansing
little
means
bit
kill.
of what Szeth used to be. You
But
don't
I-
think he means kill?
No,
No, he's killing him.
He's gonna kill him.
I think
but
he's
I don't
gonna
think,
kill him.
But
He's
I think,
gonna kill him.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
I think hopefully he realizes that they're not that different. Just because he acknowledged something that scared them, and they're human too. So it's not like they were evil. They were like,
Dude.
we can't acknowledge this, which is something exactly that the old Radiance did.
Jerry,
it's not like it's that bad of a thing.
I agree,
Not-
but no,
it's not
but
that bad.
Szeth got so fucked up
He got
because
so
of that.
jaded.
He is going to kill them all.
I hope he learns to
Dalinar lets him.
If Dalinar lets him, which I don't think Dalinar will.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think
that's true.
Dalinar should not let him, and I think that's going to be a very good learning point for Szeth.
Here's a Brett bet, because I think something different. I think that Dalinar is not going to let him, but circumstances are going to go to shit, and then they're not going to have a choice but to have to take out the Shen leadership because they're going to be some kind of an obstacle, and in the end, Dalinar is going to have to do it. And Szeth's going to be sitting there, and he's going to be like, and then it's going to get to a point, Dalinar's going to keep trying not to let Szeth do it. He's going to keep trying not to let Szeth do it. And then in the end, he's going to go, all right, fine, go get him. And then
I like
Szeth's-
that theory.
That's my theory of what's going to happen.
So you
in the
think it's
future.
eventually going to be him just
I think-
unleashing the dog rather than
I counter
him
that. I don't
being-
think it's
I
going to
think
happen.
that he is going to be forced to, like a general, let him go. And remember that Szeth only wants to cleanse the corrupt leadership, not the people.
Well, yeah. The
No,
leadership-
he said
you
the
can't say they're
leadership,
corrupt.
but the leadership did what they...
It doesn't matter. So what's your Brett bet?
My Brett bet is
hold
that
on.
he is
I mean, what is
Really quick,
everyone
so the
betting?
Before we
Dalinar
start-
not letting him happen.
Before we start the Brett bet, I just want to bring in one thing. Do you think that before we start the Brett bet, do you not think that it seems to me that, although maybe this is influencing the outcome of the Brett bet too much. All right, I'll just
No,
say
say
it.
it.
Do you think that, I mean, Szeth seems like a very impressionable person or thing.
Yeah.
He seems
Agreed.
like he absorbs a lot of the teachings around him rather than thinking for himself a lot. He accepts the things that are around him. He's seen these things. He doesn't think about things deeply. It's like, oh, this happened to me. I'm going to adjust this way. This happened to me. I'm going to adjust this way.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not think that possibly his outlook on this can be changed through the fact that Dalinar is now kind of
His master.
his master
Yeah.
and mentoring him?
His
a little
outlook
bit?
won't
So,
change.
Brett,
if
are you
Dalinar
saying will Szeth make his own decisions rather than relying on others to make
Well,
I don't know so much if it's him making his own decisions. That's
But-
one
but-
for a
but-
much deeper philosophical argument. But
But-
I feel like Dalinar's influence might influence him enough to the point that maybe he doesn't start thinking in the terms of cleansing. I don't
But-
think he's going to push Dalinar. I think Dalinar is going to push him.
I think the last time he made his own decision, like for himself, was when he said that a desolation was coming, and that's what he believed. Even though all the leadership in the Shin was like, no, that's not possible,
But he was right.
and he was right, and he got exiled and made a slave, and
But
that's
he
the
also-
last time he made a decision for himself. I think.
Except
this is
for
the
when he
thing.
went for Dalinar. He
But
made
to
a
me,
choice.
Yeah.
but to me, like I feel like, and there's no way to know until you go through that yourself. But I feel like that would be more proof that I need to follow my instincts. But he took that as, oh, that's more proof that I need someone better to follow.
Yeah, so Brett, here's my response to that. I personally think that he chose to follow Dalinar, and that's his first choice since that actually is working out.
Right.
And he's going to follow that to the T. So if Dalinar says no, he won't do it. But he wants to, with all his heart, do that. He wants to cleanse them. That the one people that he hates the most out of anybody is the people who put him through that. And I think his thought won't change on that. But he's going to be cool with not doing it if Dalinar says no.
Yeah.
But the second
You
that
think it's
Dalinar
gonna
says
happen?
go, he's going. And he wants to go, and that won't change. I think-
wait,
Do
real
you
quick-
think he's? Go
And
ahead.
another quick
Well-
side bit, will Taravangian be on that list?
I hope so.
I think it depends on the day.
So here's the thing. We're going to take a Brett bet, and I think part of the Brett bet should be the losing team or people that lose have to go an entire week without stepping on stone. And every time you step on stone, you get a tally, and you have to do one extra drink.
What?
I like
Asphalt
that
doesn't
rule.
count as stone.
Wait, hold on. Is there stone in my room? No, I'm good.
Cement.
Does concrete count as stone?
Yeah.
Because in Arizona, we have a shitload of concrete.
Concrete doesn't count. Concrete doesn't count.
Fuck that. Concrete is a ton of stone.
It's a mixed mash. It's not pure. It's not pure. It's not pure.
How about, hear this. Everyone who loses has to keep a tally of how many times they actually do step on stone, and the person who loses has to do double.
Yes.
Yes, I like that. Cheers.
Honor code.
Honor code.
I'm
It is
saying-
on honor. You guys better not lie.
Is it cement and
Cement does count. as
Cement
stone.
counts.
Andrew's
like
screwed.
a mile a day?
No. Every one time, not every
Yeah,
step.
not
Every
every
one
step.
time
Every
you
one time.
step on stone, until you get off stone, that's only one time.
So you just
yeah.
hope that everyone else has to step on it.
All right, so here's the deal.
That's good. I like that.
Here's the deal. I'm saying
You don't
Szeth
like that because you don't work in your room.
wants to and still gets to eventually
Okay,
cleanse.
Captain. The Szeth bet. We're back at the Szeth bet.
The Szeth bet. Will Szeth take out the Shen leaders, basically, is what we're asking,
That
right?
is the bet, correct.
Is
Oh, is it
basically what
just
boils
that, or
down
is
to.
it that Dalinar will eventually force him to?
Oh,
No,
will
it's not
Dalinar
force. He
him
will.
to?
I mean,
He
he
will
won't need
no
to
matter
force it.
what.
There's
He will no matter what. He'll
there's
find a way.
Yeah,
Okay.
he won't do it against Dalinar's word, but the point is that Dalinar will have to relinquish eventually.
Gotcha.
I think we all
So
agree
basically, the Brett bet is will Dalinar tell Szeth
No,
to
no,
kill
no,
the
no.
Shen
Will
The
leaders?
Brett
Szeth-
bet is will Szeth-
Szeth find a way,
will he
no
do
matter
it?
what, no matter how he has to do it, whether it's through him manipulating or through him being told to, will he eventually
just do it. Will he
Do it.
cleanse him?
Not will.
Will he
Does he?
cleanse him?
Does he?
Yeah.
Will he take out the leaders?
I say yes, he will, because I think Szeth is capable of his own decisions, and I think that if the Shinovar leaders are as bad as Szeth thinks they are, then he's probably just going to take them out.
Hell yeah. Okay.
I think
All right.
he is going to start on that pilgrimage, and he will not complete it. He will stop, and something will change. So I think he will get sent on it. He will maybe do one or two, but he will not go through and purge everyone. Something will
So,
change it.
Josh, you're
I'm a
choosing
no.
a partial option
Yeah.
then?
No,
I'm
he's a
essentially
no.
saying
He's
no
a
that
no.
he will not wipe out
Oh,
all
okay.
of them. He will
Okay.
not wipe out all of them. He may go and start, but he won't wipe out all of them.
All right, fair.
Okay.
Hitman?
I think he'll complete his pilgrimage and kill the Shen leadership.
Spoken like a true hitman.
Nice.
That's
Thank
right.
you, Ben.
Oh, man. Brett's thinking about this
We
hard.
got the director.
I am going to go with.
This is a good Brett bet.
Yeah,
This is a really good one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. Manny, do you want to go first? Do you know your answer?
Manny, do you
I
wanna
do
go
know
first?
my answer,
You do?
yes.
Okay, you go first.
I'm going to say no, he's not going to do it.
Oh.
And here's a couple of things that I think
That's like
why,
honestly,
okay?
you're gonna say yes.
I feel like
Say no, but I'm not sure.
his
why.
ideals
Well, many
or all the things that he hates about what happened to him is the fact that he had to kill people unwillingly. So I think he kind of is learning that he shouldn't be killing people if he doesn't have to. Kind of like, you had your chance to talk, shut up.
Oh, shit, I got told down.
I got told
Just like
down.
Kaladin is kind of learning his own ideals as
Dig
well.
dived.
So I don't think
nice.
that Dalinar, because Dalinar is kind of like unite them. He's not about trying to kill people if he doesn't have to. He's not going to do it.
Nice talk, dude. Before Brett goes, while he's thinking, I'm just going to point out one thing that I think was really
Give
cool.
me more information.
If you remember that Szeth, as he came down and he started going on this rampage, and his sword buddy's also like, yes, kill them. Kill those bad guys. They're so bad. Let's kill them. He's going like crazy. Szeth also is going crazy, and Lift
That
is sitting
sword's
there.
such a
And he
knee.
was so pumped to be killing bad guys. And then Lift is sitting there like, we're going to back up over here so that we don't actually get murdered by this crazy son of a bitch who's killing a ton of people.
Yeah.
And then
but
even
that
he...
could also.
Well,
sorry, go
even
ahead,
he
finish.
himself is like, I'm made to kill. It's just really good when I know that I actually should be killing them.
Yeah, I thought he was being. Oh, I already talked about that. So let me do
So
my bet.
anyway, that was my point.
Wait, so Jeff votes yes.
I said yes, obviously, but I was just
he
adding
started
to
it.
Brett's.
Yeah.
yeah.
He started all of this.
The captain's gone.
Man, What's the bet again?
Zeth's gonna get him.
Leadership.
The Shin leadership.
So,
you know it.
There's a part of me that feels like, see, I'm looking at this in the wrong way. I'm looking at it from a writer craft point of view and not a story point of view. There's a part of me that feels like Sanderson's going to be like, this is Kaladin all over again. This is him coming to grips with his personal worldviews, and he's not going to do it. But there's also a part of me that's like, he's going to do the opposite of Kaladin now to counterbalance it.
He is a Skybreaker after all.
I feel like I want to believe, I don't know why, even when Szeth was being a real piece of work in the beginning and counteracting to every character that I eventually came to know, I feel like the fact that he's basically the second chapter in the whole book makes me want to believe that he's going to be something good, and I think that he's going to not kill that. I think he's going to be a working of...
Yeah.
Our perceptive
So
good.
it's 3 and 3.
Yeah.
It's 3 on 3.
No, 3 on 2.
It's only
I don't
2
think
and
that's-
3.
Oh, my bad. My
bad.
bad. It's 2 on 3.
Who has him?
I don't
Me
think
and
so
Ben.
either.
Me and
I
Ben
think
said
our
yes.
perceptive good.
No,
I
it's
think
3 on
our
3.
perception.
It's
My
either
perception
Oh, it is.
right
Did
now
you
is
say
that
yes,
that would
John?
be
Yeah,
bad, so
I
I'm
did.
going to say that.
I said yes. So it's
But
3
I
on
agree
3.
with you.
3
I
on
don't
3.
know if that's necessarily a bad thing.
Also, by the way, I also want to point out that I still think that Szeth is going to come to be a good person. I just think that he's going to be unleashed.
He's good.
And he's going to
Yeah.
need to be unleashed.
I mean, there is...
I agree.
No,
I agree,
100%
John.
agree with
I
you.
think-
Sorry, 1 second, Captain. I'm very sorry, but I agree with you in the sense that there is precedent for that because Dalinar just recently had to deal with the fact that his son did something completely against his will as well.
And it was probably a good thing.
And it was
in the end.
probably a good thing.
Hey.
Yeah.
All right.
Although I
Especially when
feel like I trust
I-
Wit too much.
I
Go ahead.
think I trust Wit too much. We'll get to him.
I do.
We'll get to him.
I think it's yes, just from an author's perspective. I think that Sanderson wants Szeth to go through more learning and development. So I think that he's going to make some more downside decisions. And then we'll see the true culmination of what the amazingness that Szeth could be. But I think that there's some more mistakes coming down the line
Agreed.
before he achieves that.
That's interesting because we both looked at it from the wrong point of view and came to different
right.
conclusions.
So,
Yeah.
You're a better writer than me, so
Dude.
can I change my answer?
no. You're done. We're locked in, baby. It's 3 on 3. I like it that way. All right.
3 on
Hitman,
3.
Demon, and Captain. I hope we win this one. All right. So anyway, we talked a lot about Szeth yet. Obviously, he goes berserk. He does some crazy shit, but he also teams up for a little while,
Yeah.
as well as
Lift.
others with Lift. And
Yeah.
we got to
Lift.
talk a little bit about Lift because
Lift.
huge part and awesome character. Super pumped that I read
Agreed.
the In Between novel
Yes.
about her. If you
Yeah.
haven't, guys,
She's
if you haven't read it
amazing.
yet,
So looking at that.
I recommend going back and doing it.
It's just called the Edge Dancer.
It's called
Yeah.
Edge Dancer, and she's obviously the marquee Edge Dancer. Hopefully, Adolin becomes
Just a
one
little
as
pro
well.
tip. I don't know if it's still going on when you guys watch this episode, but if you buy the Kindle version and the audiobook on Amazon, it's actually cheaper than just buying them individually.
Nice. There you go.
Pretty awesome. Yeah.
So anyway, Edge Dancer, the Edge Dancer Lift. Super badass right now. She actually is fighting Fused that have the similar lashings abilities.
Yeah. Yep.
And she realizes that they're way better than her.
She's kind of scooting around on
They're
her
more
knees.
awesome.
Yeah,
They're more awesome.
And Window
but they
King's
can't eat as much as her.
Window's like, can you stop saying that?
They are more awesome.
This kind of goes to what we were talking about before. This
I don't know, Jeffrey. I just reread the part where he went in to attack the people, and he was not enjoying the killing. He said he felt sick when he was killing these people.
Wait, who are we talking about?
Szeth.
Szeth.
A phantom sense called to him a desire to continue killing, to revel in
I mean,
the
that's good
butchery.
for us.
Szeth rejected it. Sick. He had never enjoyed this. He could never enjoy this.
But
He never, but he enjoys the
He's not gonna
not
enjoy
the
it.
killing.
But-
he
but
enjoys.
I-
That was
the
never
practice.
his own decision, though.
Yeah.
I
It was
feel
But he
like
just said that he was
acting on
sick.
orders.
I don't feel like
He
that.
said he was
That's,
sick
I
from
don't think
feeling
that
the
helps
death.
either side because
Yeah.
to me,
Yeah.
I don't think Szeth. I think we know from the very beginning that Szeth didn't enjoy killing.
doesn't enjoy
But
killing, yeah.
What comes to me is, are these instinctual things going to come back? Is he going to be like, oh, this is honor bound. This is something
Yeah.
I have to do. This is something that's already embedded in my mind. This is
I
something-
was just making the point that Jeff said that he was enjoying it, and he wasn't.
yeah.
No, I didn't
let's
say he
move
was
on,
enjoying the
idiot.
killing.
That was he was
He's
saying that he was
enjoying
enjoying
the
it.
fight. He enjoys the fight. That's all.
All right, let's move on to Lift.
Might have a little bit of the thrill.
We are moving on to
So,
Lift.
I forgot what I was saying.
Okay, so Lift is just freaking chasing down the other
With
the
Lift.
other edge dancer.
the stone. She needs the
And
stone.
they're trying to capture
King's
the
Drop.
perfect stone, the King's Drop.
Yeah.
The ruby.
Which is gonna be quite useful in a little bit. And
Maybe.
she's helping, so her and Szeth are going around, but what they keep
Yeah.
running into is every time they take it, then they are just constantly bombarded by the fuse.
Now remember that Lift was a thief, and she comes up with a sick idea.
Oh my
And
gosh, she's so fucking brilliant.
Szeth, you know, teamed up with
Yeah.
the assassin in white with basically the hitman himself. Finally,
How many steps was Lift ahead of
she
the
was a lot.
Stormfather?
She was a lot. One step ahead. So
Oh, one. Okay, one. I wasn't sure.
I'm pretty sure
That
that was
too.
Aladdin.
it hadn't happened.
that's true.
No, it's Adeline.
No.
No,
Aladdin.
Aladin. It was
Aladdin
Aladin.
got stabbed through the abdomen.
It
Apparently.
was Aladin.
Hey, look, Illidan was one step ahead of the Stormfather, but that's only because he's so nice.
It's so
nice.
Oh,
All right.
Aladdin?
Yes, okay. So, anyway, not to get off that, but she had that good idea, and then they managed to pull it off. So
Yeah.
they get the stone, which is good. Now we have a lot of characters to talk about. So, should we move on?
I think.
One more thing. Lift also, that was super sweet when she held Dalinar's hand and went into the thrill with him.
Yeah.
That was dope.
I don't remember holding Donald's hand.
She went in to meet
she
him.
went in to meet him and grabbed his
Hitman never remembers moments of compassion anyway.
Yeah.
Fact. Hashtag fact.
But
I'm
so we
pretty
find
sure I
out
was
so
killing
Lift,
somebody right there.
so Szeth himself would not go into the thrill or the fog of the
And he
thrill.
needed to not.
And
Yeah.
he knew
Lift,
it.
he was like, even the fused wouldn't go into it. So Lift has something. So obviously we know Dalinar's got amazing abilities, but Lift was the only one besides Dalinar to be like, I'll go in. And she walks in there and she's just like, let's go. Here's what you needed.
Do you guys feel like that this is somehow related to the fact that she was able to go into the visions?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think because she's unaffected, but even Odium curses her like that.
Yes,
like,
yes,
he's
yes,
like,
yes.
I can't. This fucking creation thing, whatever.
This person that can
cultivation.
show bounds to people that make them almost go crazy at a fraction of what he can show them is like, what?
He's like that damn child of cultivation.
Yeah.
Like he knows there's something special about him that like even he can't really do anything
Yeah.
about. So she just walks
She can
right
hide
into
from
the
him.
passion. Yeah.
She could hide from him
I
as well.
just thought of something though. Why do you think that he refers to her as the child of cultivation?
Because
but
even
She
Gwendolyn,
could be a cultivation champion.
yes,
Yeah.
but he doesn't.
Yeah.
Refer to Dalinar as the son of cultivation or anything.
Exactly.
It's not that just because
He's
you
the
got
son
the
of honor.
magic. But it's not just because you got the magic.
Touched
you're-
by the magic,
Exactly. There's something special about her. There's something.
I think we're
different.
gonna learn more.
Yeah.
Oh, what Andrew just said though blew my mind.
Yes, I like that.
She may be. Why can't there be a third champion? If
Yeah.
there's gonna
Yeah.
be two.
Agree.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, Andrew,
Why
that
can't
is the
every
greatest
god
theory
have
so far.
champions? There's no reason. There is no reason.
That blew my mind, and Andrew is totally right. She is going to be the champion of cultivation.
Awesome. I'm really pumped because she definitely is special.
Yeah.
And there's a reason that Sanderson wrote an entire novella in between the books that
About
is
her.
all about
Yeah.
her. There was another reason too, which is that he wanted to show Nail's Nin's
Past why he transformed into
his mindset
accepting.
transformation, but it really did have to do with Lift.
Look,
and
Can I do a little sidebar really quick?
Yeah,
I'm again because I listen to it while I'm working. Sometimes I get things confused, but from how I remember it, I was a little bit surprised that one herald, the herald that's been going around and interacting with Lift and
trying to kill her.
and
the Man in Black.
he isn't he also kind of the one? I feel like I'm wrong, but isn't he also the one that was? He was much more accepting. He's also interacting with Szeth, though,
Yes.
isn't he?
Same
Yes,
person.
that's the same person.
But when Szeth said, "I'm going to go follow Dalinar," was anybody else kind of surprised with how accepting he was of that?
No, he's all totally accepted as long as it aligns with their ideals.
Yeah.
And as long
And
as
that
it's aligning
You're
with
accepting
their
his
ideals.
word as law.
And he even said, he's like, yeah, and by the way, I'll be with you soon to train you on your next
Maybe I
ideals.
shouldn't phrase it that way. Not so much surprised at how accepting he was of it, but was anybody surprised that kind of aligned with his ideals? I thought he had a different
He
goal
did,
than
but that was the point of that story because, and this is also brings it up, the champion of cultivation. Only the champion of cultivation could change somebody so perfectly.
Yeah.
She
Like Nin or Niao.
literally changed him by in the end of that particular
Well,
story.
I don't know
what
what necessarily change, but she made him realize
She changed
or
his
accept.
mindset.
Changed his mindset, but made him accept what he'd been hiding from.
So, due to time, we talked a ton about Lift. Any other points?
Shallan. Oh, yeah.
We're gonna move on now. You were right.
Yes.
Shallan is next.
All right.
Good?
Let's
Shallan
do
it
Shallan.
is.
And Shallan
Let's talk
is
about Shallan.
showing some freaking powers and growth.
I feel like this
That was
conversation has been very nonchalant for a while.
Yeah.
Shallan.
Let's move it on to.
All right. So, Shallan, huge power. Jasnah comes in and helps her. Shows actually that she gives a shit about Shallan hardcore.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. The things that we need to talk about: Shallan making a choice and almost getting crazy with Vin.
Well, before we get into that, I just want to do a
See that
little.
leering? Adolin was basically like, "Yeah, just go for it, girl."
Yeah.
Bentley?
Oh,
Vin,
as Liv.
Vin,
when she
Lin,
was
Lift.
Liv.
No, not Lift.
What?
Or not Liv.
Bentley.
When she was Vale.
Vale?
Oh, Vale.
Yeah.
What did I say? Vin.
Vin.
Vin Diesel. You know Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
Actually, Vin's from Mistborn. I apologize. I was thinking Mistborn real quick. Oh, okay. Vin. Yeah. But I meant Vale.
You can't handle the other personalities.
Yeah, Vale. Mistborn's another Sanderson, and Vin is a big
Well,
character.
Vin
and I
Diesel
apologize,
for you.
folks. However,
I pity the fool who confuses Sanderson books.
I honestly thought that Adolin might have been cool with it. He was almost like, "Hey, Vale."
He was!
No, dude.
Yeah.
No, I mean cool with like the
Adolin
whole.
was not being the bigger man. He was pushing for a threesome.
No, he was just kidding. I'm just
He
totally. Well,
He
I
was
think
being the bigger man.
one of the awesome parts was she's even talking. She's like shifting between Vale, Radiant, and Shallan. She's immediately. He grabs
Even
her
Vale,
and
not Vale,
like
even
hugs her
Radiant,
at the
Radiant.
point
Well, Raiden likes
right between
when she was
Vale
shifting,
and Radiant.
yeah.
Immediately, as soon as she got to Shallan, just like boom, he grabs her and she's like, "Oh, I've like coalesced into this person. Like he's stopped me from changing again."
how-
and that's
well-
such an awesome part.
Radiant was also starting to be like, oh, well, Kaladin is pretty
Radiant.
Yeah.
in like awesome.
Well, and Radiant was looking at it from a battle tactics, like, okay, who's the better mate that's gonna get us the most power? Obviously.
Well, I
Didn't
said it as a joke before, but I'm starting to think that there actually might be some kind of
Split.
split.
Yeah,
Real split.
I think that a
Radiant
part
push
of
for a
Shallan
threesome?
might
She's like,
actually
couldn't
end up
you
with
do them
Kaladin.
both?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Radiant.
Brett, I think Radiant is literally on your theory where she's like, can't we do them both?
Yes.
Like, don't have benefits?
no,
I mean,
they're gonna
no,
have to
no.
coalesce into
Radiant
one person.
says-
No. Radiant,
I think if you read the epilogue, you would know that no, she's definitely like, this is me, and
That's
I
true.
can
I
be
did not read
Adolin.
the epilogue.
Adolin makes me Shallan.
Yes.
and that's why I need to stay with him.
No,
Yeah.
but what
That's what she loves him.
what Dross is talking about is Radiant only.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
I
Radiant
think more and more is the fact that I think that her powers are getting so solidified. I think that her powers are getting so good. I would not be surprised if instead of Shallan actually inhabiting these different
actually did physically
personalities,
split.
she physically splits.
Yeah,
and
she
I
does.
feel like that the pieces of her will split
agree.
off into other things.
I agree. Dude,
This
however,
does...
I don't agree with that.
No, because even Kaladin
Not
says
will.
I
I
did not
shouldn't
love
say will.
her.
I said
did not
could.
love her.
It's a theory.
Come on.
And I can see where it's coming from, but I
Good
don't.
theory. But it's
How-
I don't think.
Come on, Vale's
Vale's
cool.
become condense more and become one.
Do you,
Yeah,
but do you
but-
think that
It's
is gonna go to Adolin or?
No, we know
Yeah,
it
we-
is.
This
We
does,
know it is.
This
Yeah.
does address a Brett bet that we made,
Yes, sir.
not last episode, but 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, if she ends up with both of them.
Are you guys ready to address this Brett bet?
No, we're not. Okay, we're gonna
No.
go
Book
and
10.
talk about some other people.
We have to go to the end. So, basically, we're getting towards the end.
Okay.
here. So and
We need to wrap it up.
Kaladin.
we do, but we're not going to rush it to the time point. We just got to wrap it up, in its own time. But before we get off Shallan, we have to point out, if we're going to talk her through, we meet finally her brothers.
Oh, she gets the ghost blood to reunite her.
So her brothers get back, and they were kept in the dark, but the Ghost Bloods actually did meet that promise. Now, she basically ignored the Ghost Bloods the entire book. So, I suspect this is going to become a problem.
Except for like a thought process of, I really need to tell Adolin about the Ghost Bloods. That was at the very end.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Which that's not going to be that big of a deal for him,
Yeah.
I doubt it. So
I think it'll be a bigger deal when she tells Jasnah about the ghost.
I agree.
Dude, I think Adolin coming to grips with the fact that she wants another dick is going to be much less interesting than, you might have used this group for your benefit that was also good for all of us.
I don't think that Jasnah's really going to be super affected by it either.
Yeah.
I don't think she's going to tell you.
Because Shallan was not directly related to what happened.
Yeah, but I don't think she'll tell
That's
you.
true.
Yeah,
But also,
maybe.
what I also want to say is the fact that we have not touched on one of the characters that was such a badass in this part of the book too, which was Navani Kolen.
Yes.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Who's that?
That's true.
Yeah, I'm
Don't
just
worry
kidding.
about it.
I'm good with Navani.
She is a boss.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she was. She
Like,
was.
I can't
she
wait
used
for her to become a
Fabrial
Radiant.
to like jack some dude,
Yeah, that was fucking
transfer
amazing.
the pain, and save
A couple
the
of
Phelan
them.
Queen's
Yeah.
I
advisor.
mean,
Fen.
to be
That was
completely
awesome.
honest,
Save
there's
Fen.
lots of amazing characters we
Yeah.
haven't touched on.
Yes.
Teft kind of came and went also, and
Yeah.
he fucking came through
No,
real
he
hard.
came
It was
out
about time.
hard.
Yeah.
He was being
Hell
sympathetic.
yeah. Also,
This
we didn't
section's
mention.
so full.
Well, we haven't talked about Kaladin yet, and Rock kind of was with Kaladin.
yes.
So we'll
Rock.
get to him later.
I'll
We'll
tell
get to
you
him
what.
later.
I honestly think that we need to take a quick break and
do another little half
we
session.
got to do
or
another
something
half
like that.
session.
Yeah.
We have
Oh my
to
God.
take care of a few.
I need to eat food.
Yeah.
We're gonna eat food too.
Hey,
We're gonna
you
have to
should
do
drink.
another half session, but we got to take some hosting abilities. There is just too much to talk left.
Yeah.
We've
There
got
is, yeah.
Rock. We've got
Kaladin.
Kaladin.
And
we've got
Dalinar.
Teft.
Amaran. We've got Taravangian. We've got.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we've got another episode worth. So I'll tell you what, we're gonna take a break now, folks, and we will be back with a final
Part 4.
episode 23, part 4.
Part 4 of 5.
No,
There will be 2 more.
And not
Jesus,
only part
man.
4, but I personally would love to reread and do another one in like a month. So,
we do actually have to have an episode.
because it's an end of this. It's like the end of the current series.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And actually, we're
And I
gonna
would
be
We
love
could, Brett.
to reread.
I'd be up for that.
Yeah.
I'd be up for
So
that.
we're also going to need to do a Brett Bet compilation, and that is going to have to happen live. We're going to
After
go through it
episode
because
5.
it is actually going to be hilarious to go through the old Brett Bets and see what we used to think versus what we think now, what was recorded.
I know
It's
we're gonna look
be
at our
fun.
first Brett Bets and be like, "You idiot!"
All right,
Everyone's
so
going to be thinking
dumb.
Danny's dumb.
All right, folks. So for now, we
Cheers.
bid adieu and cheers.
Join us in a few days for part
Episode
4.
23, part 4.
We don't bid adieu, we bid adieu. So, bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks again for joining us for this episode of Lit Literature. If you liked us, please check out our social media at Lit Literature 1 at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't hesitate to join in on the conversation. We appreciate the conversation, the questions, book recommendations, anything of that sort. Join in right on the social media websites. And don't forget to check us out at our website, litliterature.com, and our upcoming projects, though there aren't many now besides Lit Literature, you can find at lyket.net, Lyket. We do have a Patreon account, but if you truly want to support us, please like and share. Cheers.